Hi there. This is Meri at the Meri Atelier, and it is Sunday evening, April the 12th, I believe. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome to my desk. Tonight, we are going to walk around our little virtual community of FIBdiggity. We're going to make a group list. I'll talk more about that later. And yeah, welcome in. So let me get over here to my notepad and get into my channel and into my live stream. And of course it shows me an ad and I don't get chat right away. Come on, give me my chat. Hello from FIBdiggity. There we go. We got one person in here and I think it's me, so I need to wait. I was about 5 minutes late starting my stream because I was trying to get my thumbnail uploaded. Yeah, it's been one thing after another for me. So I'm going to sit around here and wait until folks come in. On my stream the other night, I did this sketch. I'm going to start doing more of these little sketches and put them in the book. Yep. Well, I see 3 people out there now. Welcome in. Let me set my chat filter to all messages. And, oh, it's Karen K. Hi, Karen. Welcome in, lady. How are you doing? Are you still doing shorts in your van life stream or channel? Welcome in, welcome in, welcome. Let's see, I want to set the quality up to 1080. That's as advanced as I'm going to take it. There we go. And there's 4 of you here now. So we're just going to give folks a little bit of time to find the stream. And then I'm going to talk about what we're going to do tonight. This, in the meantime, what else do I have here? I have this journal. This will be my next writing journal, per se. I'm also going to use the Harrison Fisher book as a writing journal. You haven't made any since Christmas? Well, I know there's a lot going on in our lives, isn't it? It just seems like I'm learning so much from a lot of different things. It's really kept me busy, so I completely get it. This is the book, I believe this is the one I got from Johnny's Junk Journal Shop. I've shown this before. I'm going to do some, that was your last inspiration? Yeah. I'm going to do some Coptic binding of this. And I don't know, I might try to find something that... My new printer will be here soon. I just need to get it ordered and get all that straightened out. I'll probably try to do that next week. So, and then after it comes, I'll have to set it all up. You know how that goes. Hi, Jacqueline. Welcome in, my lady. Jacqueline, I saw your invoice. I've just been going from one thing to another this weekend. I'll try to get that paid after the stream tonight. Jacqueline sells on Friday nights at 4 p.m. Eastern. She sells dyed papers and dyed ephemera. Yeah, Jacqueline. Oh, well, my mid-month check came in, so I'd rather get it paid and get it off of the to-do list. So what are you gals working on? I'm working on getting my head straightened out with various things here. Whew. have that fan turn toward me and it's too windy, and then I turn it away and it's too hot. Yeah, I am in the background. I'm working on doing some work on my channel, and that's taking up a lot of my time because I'm learning new apps and the new graphic apps and new things along the way, new procedures, and it's taking up a lot of my time. I'm trying to find a safe spot for my phone here. There we go. And I anticipated a little time for folks to get in before I start what I want to do tonight. So I have some fussy cutting I want to get done, or some sorting. So I'm going to be working on that. I'm going to watch chat. Oh, thank you, Jacqueline. Oh, you're working on taxes and invoicing. Taking a break, getting ready for work next week. You know, we need a couple hours out of our busy days. And you're probably really busy with because you have a family and a house and all the duties that go along with that. I don't know how and then you work full time. And then you do all your sales. You're one busy lady. I don't know how you guys handle it. I got an ad. Oh, thank you, Jacqueline. These are some magazines that I tore apart. No, I didn't tear this one apart. Did I tear these apart? Oh, I guess these are ones I need to. Some of them I did and some of them I didn't. Some of them are just covers. I don't want the ones that need to be torn apart. I won't get into that. Let's just kind of go through these while I'm waiting for folks to come in. Got 8 of you in here. I'd like to have a few more before I get started. So, oh look. Imagine the ultimate health and beauty plan for your garden. Super soil. Well, that could go in and did I bring it in here? I think I did. I had to go upstairs. Of course, I bring stuff in and then I said, yeah, here. I found this. I don't even remember getting this little journal. I might make, I don't know though, because I'd have to break the cover by the time I get done. But it's just a little, it's a guest book is what it is. But I could put different washi tape up at the top to cover up the guests. And it's just lined pages. And I might make a journal out of this. I think this would be fun to write letters. Hi, Light Star. You miss all the journals you used to have? What happened to them? I would miss them too. Boy, do I identify with that. I was thinking, man, I would really be disappointed if a big old tornado came and blew everything away. All my work, even down here. But you know, you have to take life as it hands it out to you. I was thinking that I would write letters in here. Letters like to my viewers, sit here and just write a letter online, or maybe I could do this in the membership area as videos. But I found that and I thought, well, this is cool. When did I get that? It's really a cool little journal book. I'm going to keep that out. Hi, Angie girl. How are you feeling? Your surgery's coming up, isn't it? Oh, 4 years ago, and nothing has gotten better. No help. Oh, my heart goes out to you. Did you lose them all in that experience then? Oh. Well, maybe you could, well, if it hasn't gotten better, if you still like to journal, I would just go grab a composition book and journal about them. My heart goes out to you because I know you are doing all your shorts. Your shorts are so interesting because you have such a unique point of view on a variety of topics. Or you could even, well, You could journal on your phone if you didn't want to go get a composition book. But Angie, you're not feeling well today? Oh. Your surgery is next Friday, isn't it? I heard you say the other night. And you're having your throat stretched, is that it? Surgery on the 17th. Is that in the morning? Give us a time that we can be praying for you. Keep you in our hearts and prayers. Let's see. I'm going to just kind of go through here a little bit while I'm waiting for more folks to come in. We've got 11 in here. Waiting for folks. I got a late start. Whew. That fan. I turn it toward me and then I turn it away and then I turn it toward me. Let's see. I want to save this. I need to get all these magazines. I need to get all these magazines out of my life and into images and into journals, all of these things I like to save. Let's save that. Throw this away. I'm going to be filling up my wastebasket. Shorts, yeah. My daughter told me to do crochet again. I told her I have been, but I have a long way to go to reach 10 million shorts. Yeah. Yeah, that's a long way. Is that your goal, 10 million of them? That I would shoot. Well, you probably have a couple hundred out there now. I think I have a couple hundred. You probably are getting pretty close to 1,000 or so, aren't you? You're probably maybe even above that number. They will call me Thursday on what time to be there. Oh, okay. Oh, you have to have 10 million to get monetized. Oh, that's a long way to go. Why did they make it so high? You know, that's almost unrealistic, isn't it? That's almost unrealistic. No wonder people are batch uploading shorts. You know, they don't like it when the content providers take all these side steps and well, I won't go into all of that, but you have to get monetized and carry the viewers for 90 days. Well, you know, once you get established, now I'm talking about, let's see, I started my channel in 2013. And I don't think, well, the rules were stricter, but it wasn't as hard to get viewers. But out of my viewers, I would say that I probably have, out of the 8,000 plus viewers that I have, I probably have less than 500 that actually come to my channel on a regular basis. So, I don't make the rules, but I could give them my opinion if they would ask. They aren't going to ask our opinion on something like that, though, because, you know, they probably go, well, we know we're going to make it, they're going to make it easy on themselves. Hi, Linda Tush. Tush, welcome in, welcome in. We're going to let a few more people come in, and then we're going to get started. I actually want to do a little project tonight. Time to basil tart. Ooh, that sounds good. Tunnel vision, sunset getaway. See, a lot of this I don't really need or want. Throw that tostadas in no time. If I can just get through a magazine. Hi, Carol. Welcome in, lady. She says, hi, Meri in chat. How you doing, Carol? I don't see. This says Weber. Barbecue. There's nothing like that new grill smell. Well, there's a new car smell. I think that comes close. I don't see anything in here that I got free information. Looking for something? I like to get the journal. When I find magazines that really aren't down my alley, I always find good journal spots, like looking for something. I could see doing a journal page around that. Do it. She's doing good. How are you? I have been so busy this weekend. So busy. I wanted to get out in the garden today. Well, I got tied up on working on my channel. And once you go down the path there and you're fixing that and you're trying to solve this and ooh, the new petunia. I think I'll save that out. This still doesn't have the, it's not out of the light my fire. Really some interesting journals. And if Jen were here, she said, Meri, you skipped that kitty cat. I'm going to save this, light my fire. I might have saved the candle too. Let's just save the whole page. Now, light my fire. Get me motivated. I've been motivated. That's my problem. And one of my biggest problems, I don't know about you guys, but once I get ideas, I'm off and rolling. I have no trouble finding ideas. A splash of color. Let me get this. I'll probably have to adjust my camera once we get started. I see I'm down a little. I like this for maybe a journal spot. If I can just get rid of a magazine, that would be helpful. Carol said, we had snow. Oh no, yesterday was t-shirt weather. Well, it was nice today, but I didn't get out. And I want to get out in the garden tomorrow. I got to plant the onions and the can of bulbs, all my bulbs. Otherwise, they'll come up. I'll get them planted in June, and they won't come up till next year. Karen says hello to Angie. Raincoats. I think this is pretty much, what does that say? Bring out best foods, mail. I don't know about bring out. Cherry ripe. Okay. Let's just throw this away. There's nothing in there that I pulled out what I wanted. And actually doing this kind of helps me get through the stack. Kind of helps me get through. Look, on the porch. I'm going to save that for later. Another thing I want to get done is my little scarecrow gal out there. I've named her Sister. Sistah. Inspired by all of you. But she has eyes, but she doesn't have a nose and a mouth. And I want to get out there and finish painting her face. You have, Lightstar says, I have watched quite a few different garden watering techniques. But that would have been fun to try. But without a place to garden, there's no point in targeting me with the videos. Yeah. Well, I get it. I understand. You know, I used to live in an apartment and a townhouse. I had a little bit more space in the townhouse. When you live in an apartment, or if you're in between places, I moved around a lot, so I never really had. I'm going to quit on this because I got these. We'll save these. I went through one magazine. But now I'm staying with my brother, and so I have the space. And it could be I have too much space. Let's see. I'm just going to slip this right in here for now. And my chair keeps sinking down. I think I'm going to have to put a pillow on it and leave it down because it's kind of uncomfortable. Okay, let's see. White Star says, let's see. I watch quite a few garden. Let's see. Hi, Karen. They have sustainable gardening such as self-watering, so you don't have to water every day. You've lived in quite a few apartments and rentals, yeah. Yeah, that seemed to be, I moved around quite a bit when I was younger, but I was up in Madison for 13 years. I've been down here for 10 years, going on 10 years in June. So, I'm going to get started here with what I'm thinking of. If you notice my thumbnail, you'll see the little name FIBdiggity on a old map. And what I've been doing, what I want to do is talk about buildings tonight in FIBdiggity. We've already established some, like the main one, of course, is the Meri Atelier. But we talked about the barber shop. I wish Mina were here. We talked about the barber shop. Mina wrote a story about Floyd. I think she called him Floyd the barber. And she sent me, she sent me a text version of her story. It was a Halloween story. And we have Flo, the waitress. We have Orville, Officer Orville. I think we had a gas station attendant, but I can't remember if we did or not. Now I'm talking about characters. We've got Thumbelina, but I want to talk about buildings. We've got the Meri Atelier, we've got the thrift store, a library, a bakery, the courthouse. We've got the Stream of Dreams, which really isn't a building. So what I wanted to do tonight, I want to show you what I've been working on here before I actually, let me get out here to my photos. Give me a minute here. Images, and it's down here somewhere. It might be in my recents. I bought Adobe Express, and they kind of reorganized when I want to go to my main files. Here's what I want to show you. I'm going to open it in gallery. When I want to go to my main set of files, I have to, it gives me a menu. It says Adobe or Drive or, phone storage or whatever. And it gives me a whole list of those. And I have to say, I don't really like it. I like to be able to go to my file cabinet and not have it all, or not have it all changed around for me. So let me expand this and hold it up so that you can see it. This is, and you'll see this in some of my art, this is how I visualize the Meri Atelier building in FIBdiggity. And it's an old department store in a small town, and it's sitting on the corner, and it's got 2 balconies, and it was established, you can see up here, established in 1882. I even have some lion's heads, decorative. They call them, I forget what they call, I want to call them minions, but there's a word for those architectural lion heads. They're called lion something. And I've got some bay windows going on over here. And I did this in YouTube. And then I had a lot of help with GPT kind of guided me on how to get, the first picture I had didn't have any grass. It had a cement street. And I wanted grass because we're on a lawn looking at the building. Now I am going to have a gate in front of here with the 2 cats, and we're going to be walking in the building. I have a picture of that. I don't know if I can get to it, but it needs to be refined. Let me sit back down and see if I can find that one. Is this it? No, that's not it. Nope. These are screenshots. Anyway, I'll show that one later. But I have a view where you look like you're walking through the gate toward the building, and then you're inside of the lawn area and you're looking at the building. Let me go back to the one I was showing you, which was this one, I believe. So what I want to do tonight, and what I want to ask for help from you guys, we have 17 of you in here now. I want to do a group list. Group lists are really fun to do. Let me get this off of I'll leave the building up here for a while. I want you to think and help me make a list, and I'll write that on here, of buildings that you think should be in our little town of FIBdiggity. And I started putting all my older lists in a composition book here, and I'm not completely done with it, but here we go. And this is my little DD Society of Idea Collector notes, little journal for that. But let me put these up here out of my way. So we're going to start a new list tonight. And I got out these Tombows. They are selling these pins. Don't forget. Thank you. Hi, Vanessa. Welcome in. Your store reminds me of the small town I grew up in. There was a corner store, all brick. It has a wooden floor. Yes. You know, there are a lot of those type of buildings in small towns, and around here too. And I love the bay windows. There's a small town just east of us, actually where my mother grew up. Well, she didn't really grow up there. Her parents lived there. She was raised by her great aunt. She was part of a huge family, and her parents let her great aunt and uncle choose who they wanted to raise, and they chose my mother. And so my mother actually grew up in another town with my great aunt and uncle. Most important, an art store, Carol says. Yes. How about a barn? What is a gambrel? Dual pitch roof for loft space. What's a gambrel? Gambry? How about, okay, you got the right idea, Light Star. I just need to start the list here. All right, so I'm going to date this as a group list. And I like these group lists because I get so many good ideas from you. And let's see, this one is, what was this one about? Childlike wonder. And we had a lot of good ideas from there. We got 112 suggestions. This one was about what art, things that are catching, what are some art things that are catching your attention? And I've got some more lists that are on separate papers that aren't attached in here. And then a lot of my lists I have written in my past journals. I would just get out my whatever art journal I was working and write the list in there. But we're going to start using this. So this is a group list. It's 04 20, not 20, 12. 04 12 20 26. And I'm going to put FIBdiggity buildings. All right. And I'm just going to number these down. And now they will probably be something like the main structure of the building here, brick, you know how a lot of it, but there may be some wooden buildings in between. Like if you visualize this as part of being a city block, probably the building next to it has a similar style. But if you go across the street, you might have a more modern library or a more modern court. The courthouse I'm going to pattern off of a courthouse that's in a county just north of us. It's it's an old brick courthouse. It's really cool courthouse. How about an Amityville horror type house? Not just a scary one. It can be more inviting, not scary unless you want dilapidated. That's a suggestion. Gambrel is just the name of a barn. Oh, it has the rounded barn, and if I remember, you did a painting of a watercolor barn when you were in the car doing paintings several. Yes, I did. In Wisconsin, they had a round barn that was, well, it was actually kind of northwest of Madison. More up by, I think it was between, was it in Mineral Point? It might have been in Mineral Point or on the way to Mineral Point in Wisconsin. Boy, do I miss that area. There was a lot of good places to go urban sketching. I'm going to stop at 15 here and see how far we get. I'm going to put up here the Meri Atelier because we've started on that. And I'm going to put the courthouse. Because it's in our fictional town, it's kind of the center of the fictional community. And I don't have, I'm not expanding at this point. I'm not expanding too far out because I'm still dwelling on FIBdiggity. Lightstar, what is your name? Let's see. Angie's asking. I just call her Lightstar. I found at least 3 different styles of barns. That's why I mentioned the name barn. Oh, that's interesting. 13, I said 3. 13 different styles of barns. Wow. Now, in our fictional community, we should do a list like this for characters. But in my past storytelling, we have a fictional family that lives outside of the little fictional FIBdiggity town. And it's called Fussy Buttons, the Fussy Buttons farm. And I think that round barn would go really good out there. Okay, the courthouse, the library. These are some I know we have. The barber shop. And I'm going to go back to your suggestions, Lightstar. The barber shop, the thrift store. These are kind of from my past storytelling. The thrift store, the bakery. Azure Muse was our baker, and she passed away, you guys. It's so sad. We've lost several members of our art community. We're getting old. But I sure do miss her. And I think Kitty Jen said she would be the baker. We have a newspaper. So a newspaper building. I'll just put building. Office or whatever. We have a bookstore. Now these are ones I remember. The thrift store, I've kind of done that when I introduced Thumbelina in one of my shorts. Thumbelina, who we nicknamed Lena, runs the thrift store. But I've also more recently introduced another story which was Felicity and her husband run a newspaper, or not a newspaper, but a magazine. So I'm just going to put magazine. I don't know if it'll be a building, but the name of that magazine is Exploring FIBdiggity and Beyond. So they'll probably want some type of an office building. Yes, a city square. Let me go back up to Lightstar. She's really in it. Jacqueline. I'm calling you Jackie. Jackie Hunter. Welcome in, Jackie. A performing arts center, a nursery. Oh, see, now I've got to get into, let's see, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. What's so fun about this list is when you guys get going, I can hardly keep up with you. I get a lot of really good ideas. I'm going to go up and start with the ones that Lightstar suggested and then work my way down. Keep suggesting them. I'll be way behind you, but keep suggesting them. Let's see. Gargoyles. Oh, you're talking about those lion's heads. No, they're called lion something. It starts with an M. I want to say minions, but that isn't the word for it. Let's see. Your brick store reminds me of a small town I grew up in. Gargoyles. Welcome in, Vanessa. How about a barn? All right, we're going to put barn. And I'm going to put round. And then I'll use your word Gambrel. Gambrel. I love these Tombow pens. I really do. And if you want to try them, they're kind of a felt tip. But what I like about them is they write dark and they write a medium. I like the Sharpies that Dee Dee suggests, but they're so thin that you guys can't really see my writing. I mean, it's real light. These are done with gel pens, Bic or whatever, Pilot gel pens. But I've discovered these Tombow markers, and I really like them. If you see them, they're around the Papermate pens in Walmart. And I think 2 of them cost me around $5 for the package, something, which is not unreasonable for this type of a pen. Let's see. BARN. Art store. Carol says an art store. We have to have that. Which is different from the Meri Atelier, because on my very first story that I told about FIBdiggity, the character who was the lead pencil criminal, his name is Frederick now, he's been reformed, but he thought that the Meri Atelier, which really is just more of an art gathering place now, he thought that, well, Janet was in there working, and he thought it was a store. And she said, well, he was looking for lead pencils. And Janet had told him that, no, we don't sell lead pencils here. And he lost his temper and the whole thing in the story. That's to cut it short. But the reason I'm talking about it is the Meri Atelier really isn't a store. It's more of a gathering place in this little virtual community. So we definitely need an art store, which leads to a fabric store. Carol, you inspired a fabric store for all the sewers in our group, like Miss Becky. And Carol sews. Let's see. Let's go on. Carol said fabric store, thrift store. We got the thrift store. I'm going to put over here the horror. We might do that around Halloween and put it like on the edge of the town. Enmity. It could be a local legend where somebody in the story lived and, little ghost tales. evolve around it. That's kind of how haunted houses start anyway. My image went away here. And look how my phone's stuck to this sticky pad. I'm going to turn this off. We'll come back to that. And I'm going to move it so I don't break it. And then let's see, this is where Lightstar's telling me what a gambrel barn is. It has a door on the second floor and a window on each side. It looks like a face, kind of, sort of like rounded out, not just straight down. Oh, that's interesting. She said she found 13 different styles of barns. Let's see, a city square, a clock tower, and little gazebo. Now, the city square is going to be kind of centered around the courthouse, but I think these others is a good, we need a clock tower, and I'm going to put in here the courthouse, city square, and city square here, because they'll probably be in the city square. A clock tower. How about a dime store? That just come to my mind. We don't see many of those around anymore. We have now the big grocery stores and you know, the malls and all that. We'll probably have a strip mall on this kind of the suburbs going out of town, and the grocery stores. We could have a market downtown, a restaurant or a tea room / tea room. What else do you think of? Well, let me follow. Yeah, fire department. Yeah, fire department. That's a good suggestion. And once I get making these buildings, and then all the characters that go with it, man. Let's see, saying a nursery. Jackie says a performing arts center. I think that's really a good suggestion. A performing arts center. How about a senior center? It kind of goes along with this, but a gathering place. But this is more for art people. So I'm going to put senior center where they play bingo and everything. High school, grade school, high school. I'm just going to put schools. Schools. We need school buildings. A nursery. Yes, absolutely. Jackie says you need a nursery for all those plants. For gardening. A flower shop. Lightstar says a nursery and a flower shop. Look, I've already got 25 of them. Woo! No, 23. That's a 3. 24 and 25 will go over here. 24, 25, 26, 27. How about a garage station? Have we hit the garage station? Garage station for gas. Now remember, this is a small town, so out here by the strip malls, it'll probably have the fast food restaurants, 1 or 2 of them, maybe a pizza shop, something like that. Carol says hi to Jackie. A movie theater. Angie, that's a good suggestion. A movie theater. How about, and you guys inspire me. How about an old opera house? An opera house. You know, I get to talking and I forget where I put things. I don't know where I put the cap to this pen. I just opened it. Here. Angie, I need to get out your little dish. Keep track of my life here with Angie's little dish. A fire hydrant. All right, we need a fire hydrant for the firehouse. A fire hydrant, or playing off of that, I'm going to put / a water tower. Well, I'll put a separate one, a water tower. A railroad, an old railroad. Well, we still have a train that comes through here. An old railroad station. We really don't have people stop. The train, you'll hear the whistle sometimes when I'm streaming. This is Sunday, so I don't know if you'll hear it. I used to have the front door open, and when I'd stream late in the evening, like between 5 and 10, you'd hear the train whistles. Now that we have central air, we don't keep the door open, so I hear the trains in the distance, but I don't hear them real loud like I used to. Old railroad station. It's good suggestions. We got the art and thrift stores, Carol. I got those. Clothing store. Absolutely. Clothing store. And this could be for both men and women. Now, in the little town where we go shopping, buy our groceries, we have stores that, like when the junior senior proms come along and the weddings and stuff like that, and they're on Main Street. How many of you live in small towns? You don't have to say, but think of the buildings you see on Main Street. I'm trying to drive down the Main Street. There's some garage car repair. A lot of the buildings have been converted into other uses. Like we have one store now that's called Small Town, Nebraska, I think it is. And they took a big old department store and converted it into a little type of store that sells things from local artisans, but she sells other stuff too. I don't go in there much, but I know it's there. And then we have another store. I'm going to put down gift stores, especially for the touristy areas, the people that come in. And if you remember from long ago, when I was telling my stories a couple years ago, the fictional town of FIBdiggity, the town motto is a small town in a big park. And it's really fictionally, not in real life, it's fictionally an area where people like to go to relax, where they like to go to just spend some time away. So having gift stores and bookstores and what is the Historical Society is another one. I'm kind of pulling some things out of my head here. Historical Society. And how about a tourist, tourist information? Tourist center, I guess you could call it. Did we get the police station? I don't think I wrote the police. You guys probably said it, and I don't see police station here. Officer Orville has to have a place to work. How about let's see, let me read on this. Yeah, LS, Lightstar is saying hello to Jackie, and she's saying if you don't want to type out Lightstar, I just say Lightstar because I'm speaking verbally, but you guys have to type it. And she's saying you can just say LS if you don't want to type the entire name out. Lightstar says, what about a school? Yeah, we got those. Small towns probably have closed and joined with the next city over. Yeah. I got the schools on here, but that's really an interesting point. I'm going to make number 35, and Lightstar's making a good point, because in a lot of the small towns around here, since the 1950s, a lot of the buildings that really made these small towns kind of a hub area, they're older now and they're being torn down. It's really sad to see, but we could have an area where there's, I'm going to kind of draw it, there's a building, put some windows in there, and maybe an empty space where there used to be a building, and another building over here. So I'm going to put empty lots. And usually those areas, sometimes they get used for garage sales or farmers markets, that type of thing in the summer in a lot of the towns. A yarn store. Definitely, we'll put a yarn store in there. And we probably have to have more than one of these. Like if tourists are coming in, they're going to want to eat in a nice restaurant, but they might not want to pay big prices for one restaurant. They might just want to, do a, what do they call a family style restaurant? I'm going to put that in here too, where you can just go in and sit at a lunch counter. Family style restaurant. We got the library. I was thinking police station. Yeah, I got the police station. The town could be called Arts. The town could be called Arts and Crafting, a paint store. Yeah. Well, I'm going to keep the name FIBdiggity. I've kind of claimed that, and all my storytelling now is, we used to call the town, not Farmville, but Fibsville. Fib, F-I-B for Friends in the Box, was a carryover from Dee Dee Willingham's channel. And I always thought it was the musical, I can't remember her name. I always attributed that to the music, I'm going to call her the musical crafter, but it's probably not a real name. She would always sing songs while she was doing her art, and she had a beautiful voice. She's not online anymore. But then Debbie Epps came in and said, well, she just passed it along. Somebody else started it. The term, the acronym, Friends in the Box, FIBs. And that's kind of carried through all of our art communities. We say, hello, FIBs, meaning friends in the box, and in the box, of course, is your phone or your laptop or your desk computer. A city zoo and a park, yes. We have to have a zoo. And the park, a park area is a good suggestion. The motto of the town is a little city in a big park. So the whole town is kind of like a big park where buildings have just kind of taken over the park space. But we should have a park in the park. So I'm going to put park area. And along with that, for the structures, we could have pavilions or gazebos. Oh, and I'm going to spell gazebo wrong. Also, bed and breakfast. Holly Dalton is another one of our members who passed away, and she was running one of the bed and breakfasts as in our stories. So we need a bed and breakfast, and maybe one or two. I'm going to put an S on it. And of course, there's always the, this is 40, this is 41. There's always the urban area or the small town, what do we call that? I don't want to call it inner city. I'm just going to say homes near the center, near center, city center, town center, near town, downtown. Homes. What? How do I term that? Homes. I don't want to say inner city because that sounds like a slum. There are no slums in our area. Near center, city center, or town center. Because there's a lot of little cottage homes that a couple blocks away where people live. Churches, we need churches. And along with the churches, we need the parsonages. And I'm not talking any one specific type there, but almost every small. How about grain bins? Grain bins? Grain bins like the big old elevators. Elevators is one, especially if you're in a rural area. We see these in Nebraska. They're big old cement structures. And when I was in college, I was out with a group of college friends, and some of the guys were taking us home. And they said, well, we'll take you home no matter where we were out for an event. And I said, we'll take you home. Well, I lived so far out, or had lived so far out from the main Lincoln and Omaha, that in that time you had to drive and drive and drive and drive and drive and drive to get to where you were going. And we hit this town nearby us that has these big old grain structures, 2 or 3 of them, and they're kind of on the outside of the town. And of course, as we were coming through there, they said, are we there yet? No, we have another 20, 30 miles to go. But one of the guys in the car was from New York, or the back east along the Atlantic Ocean, where they had a lot of seas. And he was talking about those big old grain bins. And if you're from the Central Plains area, you know what I'm talking about. Almost every small town around here has a grain bin. And the ones in this town where he saw them, they're like this. They have several silos, and then they'll have a big tower like that. And there'll be 2 or 3 of them together. There might be one behind that. And he looked at those buildings and he said, oh, that reminds me of the big old ocean liners or the big old ships out on the shoreline. I had a laugh, and every time I go drive by a grain bin now, especially one that's shaped like this, I think of his ocean liner story. Hi, Vale. It's good to see you. Vale says, Vale, I want to ask you, I'm probably way behind in chat, but I want to ask you, how are you? When you talked Friday night, you said you were in the hospital. Are you okay? We've got a train station, but I like the idea of a fountain shop, a soda fountain shop, soda fountain, ice cream parlor. Yes. I'll put ice cream parlor, of course, one of those. How about a cookie shop? So you guys say something, and then my brain latches onto it like Velcro. Ice cream parlor, and 44 would be a cookie store. Cookies store, not a bakery. It is in our little area. They call them cookies. They sell cookies. Parking meters. Let's see. How about a fountain shop? Train station. Oh, we could. The parking. And this has to do with how I'm going to design, and parking meters are a good suggestion, and I'm going to put it down here, but I want to kind of explain something. If you've ever read any Jan Karon books, and mine is out in the other room. But you open it up and you see this map of the little town. It's kind of an aerial view map of the little town. It's a drawing map. It's not a photograph map, but it has all the little buildings that are relatable in the story that she's telling. And I kind of want to do something like that with FIBdiggity. And I've been thinking, and I really need scratch paper here. I don't want to draw on my drawing page. I don't want to draw on a napkin. What's this? Never have a scrap when I want it. Let me grab one of these cut-offs. And I'm just going to concentrate on, let me show the building, because a lot of you have come in since I've shown this. I showed this earlier, this picture. This is how I'm seeing the Meri Atelier. Let me bring it up close so you guys can see. I have to stand up to do that. And of course it went landscape on me. So this is how I'm seeing the Meri Atelier on the corner, and it's an old department store. It's got a pediment up here that says 1882. It's a corner rounded building, and I see those quite a bit too in the small towns around here. And it sits on the corner, and it's got some bay windows. And if you remember my story about the fairy tales, all of these are closed up now. And in my story about the fairy tales, she finds a key while she's dusting, and she goes in here, and she finds kind of somebody was using it as a library or a reading area, and they find a fairy. Somebody started a local fairy tale book. That's all in one of the shorts. But what I wanted to show you was what I'm thinking, and I'm just going to draw squared here. And let's just say that the Meri Atelier sits here. I'm going to round the corner. What I was thinking, there might be the fan is blowing my books around. Let me put something on top of it to keep it from blowing. We might have an open lot here, and maybe we'll put some park benches or seating area out there, and maybe another building here and another building there. Well, the way I have it now, it's just sidewalk, and this is a grassy area in here, so it's kind of a lawn. And the street will probably come this way, and let's just say there's an opening here, and there won't be an opening there. And there'll probably be an opening on this side where cars can get in and out. And say these are the back of these buildings in here. Let's say that's the back of the building. And what I want to do, they'll say there's a building here and a building here and maybe a building and a small building in there. I want to make this entire center area parking. And parking's going to kind of be at a premium, but there'll probably be, maybe we need a parking lot area too, but the center of the town is going to be very pedestrian. So the parking meters, if we have parking meters, which I'm not sure I want parking meters because that involves my fictional characters dropping money in there, but it's a thought. So I'm going to write them down. But you see, and then there'll be another block over here, but I want this kind of be curved. And I was even thinking about making this a circle area here. I like it being unique. Now, I'm not saying that's how it's going to be. I was just playing with the design. And, you know, maybe having trees out in here, some trees growing, maybe a little park area, some little statues. Of course, I'm scribbling now. But the street, there has to be streets, But this is say there's another circle over here, and maybe the park area ends on here, and then maybe this circle has streets. So the cars could come this way, go in here, and wherever this circle is over here, they could park in here. And that would keep the town very pedestrian. And that's kind of what I'm thinking. But, you know, stop again and think, this is a story. There aren't people that are going to have to actually physically walk. They'll have to mentally walk in a pedestrian area. Karen says a town square gazebo. We can do that. Let's see, did I miss anything? A shuttle service. Let me go up. Hi, Teresa. Welcome in. Hi, K-Mac. K-Mac, are you new here? And Noxumbria? Oh, wait. Carol, did you gift? Carol did a gift membership. Thank you so much, Carol. She is so sweet to do that. Carol bought five memberships, and the people that won them were, I don't have any control over who wins these memberships. Let me go back up here. Did I pass it? Yvette Walker won one. Ross Jones, I think I know Ross. Noxumbria, K-Mac, and I think it's this Joyce received a gift. Gift memberships. Now, every now and then, one of you who come into the streams actually reads. I think Vanessa's won it twice. And I think Karen K won it once. I can't remember for sure. But if you win a gift membership, I have 2 tiers in my membership area. The first tier is 99 cents a month, and the second tier is $1.99 a month. If you win one of these gift memberships along the way, if your name gets called, what will happen is that you'll win a month of free membership in the second room. The only difference between the first room and the second room is the price. And in the second room, at least last year, I did more projects, and I sent out more free stuff. Now this year, when I'm doing my commonplace journals, I'm including all the members in my live streams. So, and if you come to one of those live streams, you will get eventually a little free gift. It might be a postcard, or I'm working on some Easter bunnies. I've been so busy this week that I haven't had a chance to put my Easter bunny cards together. I did some when I went live real early in the wee hours of the morning. But just to and then if you want to stay longer than a month, then YouTube prompts you to set up a membership. Now, if you set up a membership and you don't want the $1.99, you would rather just pay 99 cents a month, you can do that. I think you can set it up for whatever you price. Now, these are the 2 lowest prices that I can offer. A lot of the other rooms are offering $5 plus in their membership area. But I'm doing this for fun and for the experience of doing it. I'm doing it for the learning opportunity. And also, I'm not doing it as a business. This is us just getting together and having fun in the membership area. So I tried to make it as low price as I could. I can't do it for free. YouTube won't let me. YouTube says, no, can't do it. Let's see, I got the bakery, Angie. Let me go still up here to the towns. Oh, we have to have a pet store. Let's see, a tackle shop, an art gallery. Yes, I'm leaving out a lot. Here, let's see. the last one I got was the parking areas. I'm going to put parking area, Angie, because she said parking meters, but parking area. Let me go way up here. Oh, I'm way behind you guys. You have such a lot of neat suggestions. Now I got the city zoo, a soda fountain shop, the parking meters. That's where I left off. Train station, we got that. Post office. I don't think I have the post office. We need a post office. So that's 50. 50 is the post office. You guys keep suggesting, even if they've been suggested before. Throw it out if you don't know. If it's been suggested before, just throw it out and I'll figure it out, hopefully. I don't think small towns had parking meters, with the exception of Andy Griffith and Barney Fife, to give them a job to do. Yeah. Oh, movie theater. Did I get a movie theater? I don't think I did, Angie. Thank you for throwing it out. If I missed that, repeat it. That's what Angie said. A movie theater. Definitely need that. Star says, movie theater is a good one. I grew up in a very small town, and they showed us the movie theater. It was broken up, but it was a real theater. They kept the building, and I think it tore it down. Yeah. Yeah, it's so sad when they tear down these older buildings. And then when they would put up new ones, they are, they're more of a modern style. They don't have the same devotion to the architecture. They're kind of, I don't want to say they slapdash them because, they have to be sound buildings, but they're a whole modern style. It kind of takes away from the little picket fence somewhere around the courthouse. I'm going to put picket fence off to the side. I don't know if I want it around the courthouse, but we could have it there. I'm going to put picket fences. Maybe an iron wrought fence, not a picket fence, but an iron wrought fence. We used to have them in town where I live, Angie said. Milkshake or float shop. I got an ice cream parlor. Old school train station, we got that. I remember a town about 5,000 people. They had parking meters in the shopping area to raise funding to go shopping. Yes. Yeah, it depends. People do things differently in different communities. An antique shop, Vale said. Yes, definitely. We need an antique store. People started parking further away in another parking lot, and eventually they took the parking meters out. Yeah. Eventually they make those parking meters free. I think the same thing happened in that small town where my mother was raised by her. They used to have parking meters, and they eventually took them out, let people park downtown free. How about a town fountain and a double-decker fountain, birds on it? Yes, a town fountain. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about like something like this. Yeah, so a town fountain. Hi, Calico Kate. Welcome in, welcome in. She says, I live in a small town. You'll have to tell us what buildings you have nearby. We have trains coming, through my town all the time, and where I live, you can see them. I'm 2 blocks away. Well, then when the train comes through here and blow their whistles during the day, it doesn't matter if you're 6 blocks away, 7 blocks away, 10 blocks away, you'll hear those whistles. Might hear them a little louder if you're 2 blocks away. But yeah, there's just no getting around the train whistles in a small town. The area where I live, where I moved, was sort of a small town. They overdeveloped it into something really bad. Yeah. They didn't ask us. Oh, that's a good one. Gosh, I want to call you Kathy. Calico Kate. Tell me your name again. I have so much on my mind this weekend that I can't remember your first name. I want to call you Kathy. Hair salon and barber shop. Those are good suggestions. The hair salon, I'm going to call it beauty shop, because that's where, no, that isn't where Flo works. Beauty shop, we have to have that. And we're going to make 55 the barber shop. I might have had the barber shop. Yeah, I've got the barber shop over there, but I don't have the hair salon. Good suggestions. Angie says, I live in a small town, but all we have is Walmart. Isn't that the way it is? A tea and taro cafe. I do have a tea room over here. Tea and taro. I don't know about the taro, but I'll put it in there. It kind of gets off into another area of life. But I put it there, Dale. Andrew says, let's see, all we have is Walmart. How about a water tower? But what type of water tower? And the pointed top, a new rounded water tower. Yeah, I think I put a water tower in here someplace. That's a good suggestion. I got the fire department, clock tower, dime store. It doesn't hurt to repeat. But I wrote it down here, water tower. So I have the water tower. We have a water tower just a couple blocks from where we live now. Oh, a funeral home. Yes. What is a town without a funeral home? Probably the busiest place in town. A funeral home. And usually the funeral homes around here are these great big, beautiful homes. I mean, and of course, you know, they have an area where there's a memorial set and all of that, where, you know, the family meets. But they're beautiful homes. You almost think they're a bed and breakfast, but no, that's a funeral home. You don't want to go there, Mary. What about a cemetery? Colonial type with rounded slab tops, the old-fashioned type. Yes, that's a good suggestion. Old-fashioned cemetery. You know, we're on 57. I didn't think we'd get this far. You guys are wonderful. I just love it when you guys take over and give all these suggestions. An art gallery. Yes, Vale, an art gallery especially. Have to have an art gallery. The small towns have no commerce at all. Yeah. In today's economy, everybody goes grocery shopping in a larger town. The small town grocery stores around here are really struggling. We had one and it closed, and then they reopened it. And we try to support it. But the hard thing is they have vegetables and things, but people don't buy it. And so, you know, it's kind of hard to keep that stuff for them to keep it fresh. But we get milk and bread. They kind of keep, that goes fast. Every now and then we'll buy things that, you know, if we run out of something, we'll go get it. But you really need to, I don't mean to be snide about it, but you really have to check the expiration date. It seems to stay in business. They remodeled it. It's nice. It's clean. They keep it clean. It's open and airy. It isn't cluttered or dark or anything like that. we're thankful that that we got it back. Let's see, we have a post office, we have an Andrew Carnegie library in our small town. How about a, what do you call it, a meat locker? A meat locker. Now that used to be here and it closed. And, oh, banks. We don't have banks here. We have to have some banks. We have to have a bank where people are going to keep their money. Let's see. Vale said a tackle shop. Yes, especially the Stream of Dreams. Probably has fish in it. If they're coming to relax, they might want to go fishing. Let's see. A dental office. That's a good suggestion, Angie. A dentist. A dental office. Now, I don't think we've said hospital, doctor's offices, hospitals. I'm going to put med center. Usually where the doctors are. Would the cemetery be on the church grounds? Probably, Jackie. I'm going to put cemetery here. That's a good suggestion. Star says, the cemetery could be on the church grounds if it seems fitting. How about a canoe shop and small boats? We'll put canoe. We'll put it up here with the tackle shop. Canoe shop and small boats. Now we'll probably have to have a lake nearby. We got the Stream of Dreams. If any of you remember our prior stories, we have what we call the Stream of Dreams. It's a little river that runs through the town. Yeah, bookstore, that's been said, mentioned. I was lurking, Karen says, during the planning stages. And here I am lurking again during the planning stages of, oh, you lurked during the planning stations of Phibbsville. I would have to go back and review that. I would love, at one point, bless her heart, Arlene had went and made a list of all my FIBdiggity stories in my live streams. And I have that list somewhere. I can't put my fingers on it. But she kept sending these emails of my streams where I told the story. And I want to get my hands on there because I would, at that time, I didn't get them put into a playlist. That's just one of the background things that I want to do on my channel. You guys, I keep busy. I've been going. I didn't even sleep last night. I was so busy. I'm learning a lot. I've been learning some new utility and some new apps and things like that. A lot of questions. And my brother, we're going to get him a smart TV. And I was doing research on how that hearing aid, how we need to set that hearing aid. He's going to get through the VA office. He's going to get a hearing aid that probably has Bluetooth on it, but we don't have a smart TV. And so we're going to have to get a smart TV. And I'm told that I should probably try to get either Alexa or Google Assist bundled in with it so that he won't have to change channels. Well, he'll just tell Google Assist or Alexa to change the channel. And also what I find really great is he can control the volume of that hearing device. I haven't seen it yet because it hasn't come. I don't know if it's like our hearing aid, our earphones. It's a Bluetooth device. And I know if you set up a Bluetooth device, you have to sync it with your smart device. And so I've been anticipating that. But what I really like about it is that he can set that volume on that device up to comfortable level for him, and I don't have to hear it at all. I can be in here streaming and he can be in the other room watching wrestling or something, which I think is, but we're having a learning curve on it, and I've been reading up on it, so that took me some time this weekend. Karen says, I was lurking during the planning stages of Fibsville, and here I am, lurking again during the planning stages of FIBdiggity. Star says, I'm pretty sure I was lurking in 2017. Oh, Light Star, I'm sure glad you joined us. You're chatting with us. I didn't realize you were looking in 2017. Oh, thank you so much. You had your own channel. Yeah. Well, you know, don't give up, Light Star. You may get all that back. You know what? You haven't lost it in your heart and in your head yet. You may have lost that stuff physically, your journals and your art. Like, you know, we could have a tornado this spring and it could blow everything away. But I have it in my heart. I may lose this list, but you know, it's the process of doing it. You haven't lost that. You still have that. You may forget a lot or may have forgotten a lot, but a lot of it will come back to you as you get in and start working on it. We kind of got that Amityville House of Horror, like Star. I jotted that down. So I've got that. Tall grain bins, you forgot about them. And tall metal silos, yes. Those tall metal silos. And, you know, the big old, used to be old farm trucks would haul their grain in. And you'd see these, and they were big then, you know, they weren't just little pickups. They were big farm trucks. And they would haul their grain into the grain bins. But now they're semi-trucks. Harvest season come up to those grain bins, and they have so much grain that they actually store some of it outside, and they probably use that for ethanol and, you know, different types of products that need a corn base, whatever. But I know we have an ethanol plant here, and that's probably where a lot of that outside corn goes. But then they put huge, big tarps over it after the harvest season. And then in the spring, sometimes during the winter, can't say when, but by spring, by the next harvest season, that has all been cleaned up, what was on the ground. I can't speak for what's in the grain bins. Roadside fruit and vegetable stand. That's a great idea, Vale. Roadside fruit and vegetable stands. Along with that, Vale says one thing, and it gives me another idea, is, and it went right out my brain, roadside fruit and vegetable stands. I thought it, and then it flew away. Well, I'll think of it later. Oh yeah, an old farm, a farm windmill. Yes. And when I lived in Madison, in a suburb of Madison is Middleton, and their downtown center, they had this like Dutch style, you know, with the windmill area. And it was more of a touristy area thing. I don't know what was in it or anything, but it can definitely be an attraction, especially in a touristy town. Lemonade stand. Lemonade, probably on the lawn someplace. Not a permanent. Oh, and you know what I was thinking? Let me put stand here. I'm putting that out in the margin. What I was thinking was food trucks. Now that's more mobile, but when we can have a food truck come through, maybe at one of the events, 4th of July or something. I have Patty. Wait, Patty. Hi, Patty. Patty L. Welcome in, welcome in. Glad you joined us. Vale says, Meri, still am. You're okay. Oh, Vale, you message me and tell me how I can pray for you. You may not want to share everything in chat. Angie, we have the bakery. And here's the people that won the 5 memberships. Carol, I want to say thank you again. She does that an awful lot. Carol, that is so sweet of you to do that. Small cornfield. Well, that would probably be out on the outskirts of town. But we could have a community garden. How about that instead of the cornfield? A community garden area. You know, maybe even downtown where an old building has been demolished or something. And we can have, I'll put this as 68. We could have boarded up buildings, boarded a few. We don't want a whole lot, or boarded / closed buildings. You see that a lot, even in some of the bigger areas. We could put a few in there. Hi, Teresa. I'm way behind all of you, but here's where Teresa came in. A free shuttle service for people who don't have a car. I'm going to put shuttle service building. So this would probably be more not a building per se, but you know how they have those little seating areas? I don't want to say bus stops, but I guess they kind of are, where they'll have a little sheltered seating area for people who, because it is a pedestrian town. But remember, this is a virtual town, so even though there will be, you know, people come in here who say, oh, I'm in a wheelchair, I can't walk 4 blocks to the bank, or you know, how am I going to get to the dentist? So, but remember, this storytelling is virtual, so you can mentally walk or mentally push your wheelchair. That's going to have to be how this is, I think. We got the gazebo next to with the courthouse area. How about parking meters are historical, non-working, and there for decoration, sort of like an old-fashioned street lights? Well, I do like the idea. I don't know about the parking meter, but I do like the old-fashioned street lights. So I'm going to put those down, Angie. I put the parking meters over on this other page when we were talking about this. Parking meters in here. I'll keep this parking area. This will be way in the future. We're just getting ideas. We're kind of brainstorming here and making a list. But I like the old, I got old farm, old town, old lamppost or lights. I think that's a great idea. And now, and again, this is not, I'm going to put it in here, but it's not a building. In the town close to here, what they did is they hired a sculptor, a local sculptor, and, well, he's not in this area anymore, but he did all these bronze sculptures. I think I did a walk around them several years ago. I have to do that again. One thing I need to do, and I'll probably do it on a Sunday sometime, maybe later this year. There are so many interesting architectural points in this town where we go shopping. My mother grew up there. It's called Hastings. And how about a museum? Did we say museum? Let's see. Not building, but I'm going to put sidewalk sculptures just as a reminder. How about a museum? We might even hit 75 here. Let's see. That's really a good idea. I like the idea of the old-fashioned street lights. Sidewalk, museum, shuttle. What did I write that down? Oh, I started to write it down. Let me write it down, Angie. Street lights. Lampposts. Okay. Let me flip the page. Do you guys feel like you've been in FIBdiggity? I almost feel like I've been there. We've been walking around town. Let's see, 74. Karen, a good idea. Baleson. You can put lots of old-fashioned historical items in that city that are not working. Even old gas pumps that no longer work. Yeah. I'm going to put it in the margin. Historical items that are not working. They're kind of getting away from the building, but yeah, it's a part of the town, so I put it out here in the margin. Old gas pumps, I'll put IE, old gas pumps. Spooky old house on the hill. We got a house of horrors Vale of HORROWORS. We've got that. I used to have a way to turn on gift memberships, but mine no longer work. When you turn on gift memberships, I don't do it on this phone because I can't do the one tap buy. I do my one tap buy up there. But what you do is you do the $, you go to chat and you hit the $, and it says membership gifting, buy memberships and viewers, and then you just follow it from there. You should be able to see that little $sign down on the chat bar. But when you say you're no longer work, you may be like mine. I don't like to, when I have this phone down here, when I'm streaming off of one of these other phones, I can do it because this one has the one tap buy. But we'll get back to those memberships. Don't feel like you have to buy anything. What Carol does it a lot, and so does Tina. And let me tell you that, and Becky has too, bought memberships. And I really appreciate that. So sweet of you guys to do that. How about a well with a little roof, a Jack and Jill well? Oh, there's Becky. Yeah, Becky, we got the bed and breakfast. Welcome in, Miss Becky, if you're out there. I might be way behind. I'm just where you came in at. How about the outside museum, where the old-fashioned cityscapes become outside museum, which some cities do that with old city memorabilia. Oh, yeah. They do that up in Grand Island. Like they have it's kind of a park area. They have the museum. I'm already on 74 here. I'm going to say refer to museum because I don't know if we want more than one, but refer to museum. What happens is what they've done, they have the museum, and then they have brought in buildings, brought in like an old farmhouse and the blacksmith, and they do like a little town in the park in this whole area here. I'm gonna put blacksmith, and they have a little train that runs around there, a little train track that runs around, little choo-choo train that people can get in and ride and see the little town. I'm doodling the choo-choo train here. A choo-choo train on the track. And so that's really a good suggestion, Star. How about a well? I like that one too, 75. A well. A flea market? Yes. Let's see, 75. Let me put the well in. You're thinking something like a little well like this. It could be in there. It's not really a building, but it is a structure. And there could be some benches around it. Now I'm drawing. The little sketches help me. This was visual note-taking here. A wishing well. We'll make a wishing well. A wishing well. I like the idea of a wishing well. And somebody mentioned a fountain before, and we could have coins, like 3 coins in a fountain. Hi, Lori Pink Girly. Yeah, we have talked about a park. I think that was suggested, and I was saying that the town model of FIBdiggity, this is FIBdiggity buildings that we're doing a list of. The town model of FIBdiggity is a small town in a big park, but that doesn't mean that the town can't have a park. And we talked about that someplace in here, where we talked about having a park area. I'd have to read all my notes. I'm going to make a, whoops. Would somebody, there we go. I was actually able to do that. I think I bumped your chat, Light Star, and I got it back though. Let's see. I'm going to say note prior park suggestion, because I know we talked about it, but I don't want to lose the thought. All right, we're ready for 76, a flea market, which would be in the park area, but, well, you know, we could have permanent structures. I think some small towns do, like they have you know, the little permanent booths, some do, as you see, but, and then other people come in and set up their tables and all of that. How about bent over lady from the 1990s, a cutout grandma painted up, but it's plywood. You know, there are small towns that do that. We get the Nebraska electrical from the South Central electrical whatever area, and they like to feature things in the small towns. And they featured where they did something like that, Star, where the artist would set up cutouts of wood and that, and they would put them around town. Those are more decorative. Hi, Linda. Welcome in. Welcome in, Lori, Becky, and Linda. Light Star. Whoops. Light Star. For some reason, Grandma and Grandpa was bent over in a flower garden. Yeah. Painted quilt blocks on the sides of buildings. They call that like barn art, but we'll put building art, which art, i.e. barn art. But they don't always put barn art just on barns. You see them on garages in urban areas where parking garage, the people attached to the house, you'll see some barn art on the doors. But that brings us to another thing, keyed off as building murals. B-U-I-L-D-I-N-G, murals. And I was thinking it would be fun. This is a thought I had prior to tonight. It would be fun. I was showing how, and for those of you who just came in, you may have been lurking, but let me show you my, a lot of you have seen this, but let me show you where I've been working on conceptualizing how the Meri Atelier building would look. And let me stand up again to So I'm thinking of this as an old small town, old department store, and it's 3-story. And like this is the story where she goes up and she finds that old locked room with the fairy tale book and everything. And so it's probably right in here, and there's a bay window that has a reading nook in there. So I've been let me tap on this. Is that it? Oh, that may not be. Hold on. This isn't the same picture. I actually have a grassy area. Can I find that here? Oh, there it is. Now let me tap on it. See, there's a grassy area, and I was explaining that this building sits on this corner here. And so behind here, I'm going to have a parking area. These are all buildings on this block, and this will be a park area in here, because that's why you see the grass. But I am going to have an iron gate here, and it's going to have 2 gates, and they're going to have ironwork black cats on it. But I didn't put them on here because I didn't want to get this particular picture too crowded. But I was saying, well, I do have one somewhere in this phone of where there's the iron gate, but it blocks out a lot of this. But if you see the iron gate, you're actually outside of the area. You're maybe over here in the park, and you go through that gate and you walk up. And then this one is after you've gone through the gate and you see it in there. But all of this in my storytelling has been closed off. This is going, except for that room where we went up and found the fairy tale book. But it's like it's all been closed off. The roof is still good. The roof doesn't leak. They're taking care of the building in FIBdiggity. Of course, it's a virtual building, so there's no leaking. So that's kind of how I conceptualize it. And think of how the buildings, now they may not all in our small towns around here, may not be this elaborate, but there are some pretty interesting old brick corner buildings in small towns and smaller cities. The smaller towns, like population 100 or population 1,000, may have a few, but they're few and far in between. The towns here in Nebraska that have a bigger population, their downtown center may have something like this. They used to build those buildings with more style than what we get today. But that's kind of how I see this in my story, in my head. Now, when you thought, when I started the Fibsville story, I didn't say department store, I said general store. And when you think of a general store, you think more of a wooden building with a show windows on each side, and more of a not a big old brick style department store. But my storytelling evolves. Yes, that's what I was saying. Who said that? The painted murals on the side of the building. That's what I was getting at when I was going over here. Having some painted murals on the sides of the buildings. And this may be an empty lot. And there's grass. Whoops. There's grass. This is not a street. This is a sidewalk here. And this is a sidewalk, and it curves, and this is all grassy area here. And that gate goes around this way, and let's just say that this is a gate with the cats on it. And you would kind of come through that gate from wherever you are over here and go into the Meri Atelier. And I haven't defined what buildings are on here yet. We haven't got to that point. When, we'll have to do this again where we do a city map. And I have one that I did a couple years ago where we talked about, the courthouse may be off over here, and we'll have to have you know, we have to have the town square and all of that in here. Right now, we're just concentrating on defining what buildings we want in our town. And who knows? I mentioned that, you know, maybe not this building, but maybe a little building in here, maybe the building over here is one of those closed up buildings, boarded up buildings. And who knows? We may have a story where somebody comes in and puts in a store, something fun, a pizza store or something like that, a pizza restaurant. Okay, I left off with the building murals. What did Vale said? Someone painting murals on the side of the store, red brick roads. Yes, that's a good suggestion. Now this again isn't a building, but the red brick roads, you still see those around. Our little town square, our little courthouse in our, that has our, yeah, just, my mind's been going a mile. I can't, where we have the courthouse area in our county. They have brick streets, red brick streets. And it's really kind of fun to drive on them. And we have in our county, the building, the courthouse is not a red brick building in this county. I should take you guys, I should go out and film some of the courthouses around here. Ours in our county is more of a 1930s deco style. It was built in the 1930s, and it's more of a white stone. But boy, you walk in there, and it's got tiled floors that are mosaic, and it's still kind of officey, but those tiled floors make it, and they've got marbled staircases. It's really interesting to see. You would probably never see that in a new courthouse. You might, but, and then the county to the north of us has this red brick courthouse. It's really a unique structure. I think that's the one I'm going to use as inspiration for FIBdiggity. And then the county to the south of our county has another really unique old courthouse. The courthouse in a couple of the other counties off in to the east and west of us, they've torn them down. It's so sad to see those old courthouses get torn down. And the structure now, they tore, in the town where we go grocery shopping, they tore the courthouse down, I think when I was in school at the university in the 70s or 80s. They tore down the old courthouse, and they put up a new, in quote, modern one. And now it's 2026, and they're fighting mold in that building, and they're talking about moving that courthouse out or building another one. They just don't build them like they used to. I miss it. All right, let's see, what else are we talking about? I have gotten AI to place one of my drawings on the side of a brick building. It looks like a real building. Isn't that cool? Do you have that published? Well, and does it have music? I hesitate to play videos here, but if you want to drop a link to that, I'd love to see it. Becky says 79. Check your numbering again. Becky is my fact checker here. 67, 68, 69, 71, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, yes. See, Becky keeps marrying. Thank you, Becky. 79. Wow. Thank you, Miss Becky. Feel free. If you see me doing something wrong, I don't mind you guys speaking up and say, hey, Meri, you're numbering wrong. Hey, Meri, you spelled that word wrong. I don't mind that, because basically you guys are spitting out all these ideas and I'm doing my best to write them down. How about a homemade apple pie inside of a window shop cooling off? Well, how about a pie shop? a pie shop. It would kind of be like the bakery. It could be on the other side of the town, though. You really miss the old small towns. I do, too. And, you know, I was telling my brother he had a doctor appointment the other day, and we drove by a car dealership that had little minivans out there, not the little vans like I have, but you know, not a minivan like Tanya and her husband has, but kind of like a, a a van with a extended back where you can live in the back while you go around. I would love to have a minivan like that and go around all the small towns in Nebraska and urban sketch. The thing of it is, I would want my brother to go with me, and he's done all that. His significant other, she loved to travel and go to lakes and go see this site and go see that site, and he'd take her all around. So he's seen it all. He's no longer interested. But I could do a lot of day trips or weekend trips. I could enjoy that. Hi, Roseanne. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome. A bingo hall. Oh, Vale says we have to have a bingo hall. This bingo hall is probably located in an old, we're going to put that down below. How about some old warehouses? We had old warehouses where, you know, the train tracks go by them. And the warehouses are actually brick structures. But I can remember they would hold auctions in some of those when I was younger. And I don't know if they played bingo, but I think in one of those old warehouses now, they actually have which we don't have on here. And we have a pet store, but we don't have a veterinarian. V-E-T-E-R. Oh, Becky, I'm going to spell it wrong. A vet office. A vet meaning for taking care of animals. Let's see, Lori says, bingo. Yeah, we got the bingo hall. Bingo. Lifestar says, I thought at one time I wanted to travel in a small RV. That's what I'm thinking of, an RV across the United States. But my plans didn't work out. Yeah, I get you. One of my dreams was to go all around the United States in urban sketch. That was kind of one of my dreams. But you know what? If you can't do it, it's the way life takes you. I can go to the next county over and still urban sketch. And right now, I don't want to go too far, you know, like a week or anything away, because I like to be here in case my brother would need something. I don't mind going overnight or maybe for a weekend. But a week or 2 weeks, I'm just not so sure about that. We kind of need to watch out for each other here. Lori says, matters in recipes. I don't worry so much about the other stuff. I struggle in the kitchen. What was she talking about? Lori, I missed your train of thought here. I don't know what you're talking about, Lori, about matters in the kitchen. And welcome in. It's good to see you, Paint Girly. And Rosie Ghost. Jacqueline in her cells. Roseanne is called Ghosty in Jacqueline's cells because a lot of times she can't be there for the sale. And she notifies Jacqueline what her wishes are. And when Jacqueline starts dividing up the papers and after the, you know, the sales and everything, she says, for Ghosty. Bingo can be in the church hall or the firehouse. All right, bingo. I'm going to put warehouse, church, warehouse. Oh, it could travel around church. Or what did you say, the firehouse? And the fire station. It doesn't have to be in a warehouse. I'm open to it. Maybe we could play some bingo. I don't know if I could get a bingo game. Beth Schuler plays art bingo games on her channel. I did that. I did the Picasso roll thing. I don't think I did bingo. Earlier on, Lightstar said, my mom loved bingo. Her and all of her sisters and my grandparents would play bingo. My mama plays bingo more than once a week, Roseanne says. Accuracy in the numbers or otherwise. Yeah, 80, 81, 82, 83. Uh-oh, you know, this is a 3, not a 5. My family reunions would play bingo as entertainment. They had very small potluck game entertainment. Very cool. Well, you know what? 83 buildings makes a very nice small town. And we'll probably think of things. If you think of something, even though you don't know if it's on this list or not, feel free to comment under the video. And if it's not on the list, I'll put it on the list. And if it's on the list, I'll let you know. And I know the next question is you going to are you going to post the list? I could do that. When we chat here, and look how I started these lists. I started them at the, well, actually I put this on upside, well, no, it's not, this just looks upside down to me, but it's not upside down here. So, a lot of lists I have in old journals. I've started putting them in this composition book. This one is a list of what Christmas, New Year, winter paper dolls can I make. I think I did the Santa Claus, and what other one did I do? I can't remember. Oh, that's what this list, that was in 2022. See, that's the back of it. See, that's what confuses me. Here's my list, and I used the pen plus gear, and that's the back of it. I'm going to put this in here. So we're done. My mom had a card club with her friends and loved playing bridge, all kinds of card games. So I'm going to chat for a while here with you and just kind of read chat. I'm really kind of tired. I did not sleep a wink last night, and early, what was it, early Friday morning? This is Sunday night. It was the wee hours of was it the wee hours of Friday morning that I came on? The wee hours. And then I did my stream on Friday night. And Saturday through 6 o'clock tonight, I've just been going. And I'm really, really tired. Oh, scrapbook store. See, I put my list away. We got to put a scrapbook store in here. We're not going to run them out of town. The economy will just have to, if you guys have any ideas, shoot them out. I'll add them onto the list. I'm going to put scrapbook store here. I might quit early tonight. This has been so fun to do. And I was telling, now this will be for the members only, but I am also busy designing some emojis. We've got the little, oh, my head. I'm just not pulling it out of my brain. The little black cat. I'm really tired. Bandit as an emoji. But I'm working on a Penelope emoji right now. And I just about had it, and I went out there to upload it, and I think I have to upload it on my laptop. I can't see where I can get to the area to upload it, but there's no upload. So I think I'm on my mobile phone. So I think I'm going to have to go to my laptop, and then I think you have to submit your emojis for approval. I'm not real sure. It was about 5:30 when I got there, and I was kind of in a rush. But, and these emojis that I'm designing will be for members only. I have several ideas that you guys have suggested to me earlier, and I'm kind of working on them in the background. I'm going to start doing some work on my channel. I'm kind of redesigning things. Right now, I'm not moving things around as far as videos and stuff like that, playlists, but that's in the future because I need to clean things up on my channel. Yeah, I have, gosh, how many playlists do I have? I don't, it's over 2,000 playlists out there. And I have so many because I hosted a lot of video hops. And like we would do video hops on Saturday mornings, Fourth Art Saturday, and we would do the live stream hop a couple years ago. I kind of quit doing that. We all, not just me, all of it, if you do things for a year, 2 years, and if you do it like once a month or once every 2 weeks, it gets tired. You get tired. Oh, I missed the deadline, or I don't think I can make this deadline. It's okay for an occasional hop, and I may do an occasional one in the future, but I don't have any plans right now. But I have a lot of old playlists that were hops, and they start accumulating. So I kind of want to organize my playlist area. And I did get the community tab going, so you guys are free to post on that if you wish. Share your art if you want. I'm not directly asking you to, but if you have something you want to share, please feel free to do it. Of course, make it all art related. You guys know that. So I did get my community tab finally authorized. I'm not going to do a shopping area because I don't really sell anything. I might do something where I haven't seen it in my videos, but like when I say, oh, they're selling these Tombow pins at Walmart, it'd be nice to have a little shopping link there just for fun. But I'm not pressuring that. I'm not a business. I'm not here to make money. I'm here to have fun and make friends. Let me hit my chat button again. I don't know what happened here. Oh, there we are. Vale, Google is always telling me to go back to bed, and now TikTok tells me to go to bed. Those hops were fun. Yeah, they were fun. They had their place in their time, and there are still some hops going on. Who was it who had a recent hop? Was it Gigi? Somebody had a hop here recently, and APG Jamie does. She does she kind of grabbed the name Fourth Art Saturday, and she'll do things, and I don't know if she still maintains a mailing list. I was on it, but it was Becca. It was Becca. Thank you, Lori. So they're still happening. I would encourage them. YouTube kind of tried to jump on the bandwagon with setting up challenges, or what did they call it on their live streams? Let me see what they called it here. I don't like how this thing bounces when I'm typing. So I grab a Kleenex and put under it. There. I think I can kind of go to that area without really creating a go here. I want to go to my history and go to my live stream. Now, oops, you got me peeking in there. Let's flip you'll see my ceiling instead of me. Whoops, no, you're going to see the desk below. But let's just say, and I'm going to keep this in portrait mode, and I'm going down here because I want to get what is it? I don't see it on here now. There's screencast and scheduled for later in advanced settings. This is missing some, not a hop, but where you do a partnership video type thing. And you can have 2 or 3 people. But the problem with that is when they come and join you for like a challenge or whatever, in your, you can set it up in your live stream. It could be on videos rather than, let's go to a video. Oops, you get all my ugly face. Let's see. I don't know what I have here. Let's go to a short. Flip. Short. I'm trying to get flip. I don't know if you can see here. We're out in the AI area here, the AI playground. Let's do a photo to video, and let me pull one. What do I have on here? I was designing some, on this phone I was designing my 4-patch. My 4-patch for my slow stitching. And you can put your photo in your AI area. Now I'm only showing this because when I put it, and I don't think this is included in the, there's an area out there where you can invite people to collaboration is what I'm thinking of. You can invite people to do a collaboration with you, sort of like a video hop is what I'm talking about. But you set it up on your phone and it all happens in your area and you get all the credit. That just doesn't seem fair to me. Like if I wanted to do collab with Paint Girly and Becky and Light Star and Vale, let's just say we were going to get together for a collab, and if I was setting it up here, you guys would do your, and send me the links and everything, and I'd set it all up, and it would happen. It would happen, but you guys don't get credit for people who watch your video. All the credit would come back to me, the way they have it set up. And I don't like that. Let's just do our own structure video hops. They try to make this stuff look like video hops, and they try to automate it, and they try so hard that they have some failing points, I think. Same way with their live stream, not their live stream, but their group meeting. They have where you can interview somebody now, but it's one person at a time, and that other person has to be on a mobile device. And, you know, it's not like the StreamYard where you 4 or 5 people, or the old group meeting thing that we used to be able to do in Google. But anyway, let me go here because I'm here and I'm just chattering. This is the 4 square I was playing with designing it. And I put it in my AI playground, and it'll give you suggestions. We're going to do one of their suggestions just for fun. The pink creature jumps up and shouts, "Surprise! It's time for something." And I have to laugh at some of these. I'm kind of in, can I sign on to my channel on my other phone here so I can see your chat? Because I'm outside of my chat here. Let me go to see if I can see you guys. Look at 2 channels at once. Looks like Ryan Hall is announcing a storm. Here, I'm right here.
The person who invented this multifunctional leader.
Let me turn the sound down. Got an ad. I'd like to get one of those pickers. I've got a dandelion. I've been out there pulling dandelions, but this one looks like a really good one. All right, I'm tempted. So here I am. Now I want to get chat, and this always happens to me. I have to close it out and come back in and poke at it. Come on, I want my chat. There, did it pop? No? See, it just gives me a blank area, and that's so frustrating. It's trying to pull it in. Maybe because it was still on there. Well, it's not. There it comes. I have to wait. And Becky said, Restream is the latest group platform. Anne says it works great. Really? I wonder if it'll work on my phone. This phone is my newest phone, and Lori and I tested this for the audio because I had such a problem with the audio giving a lot of static and everything on StreamYard. But if you guys like Restream, I might try that here. I miss participating in some of those group chats, but I don't know if I'm going to do it immediately because of I'm really kind of snowed under. Like I said, I've been going nonstop all weekend, and I still have laundry to do, or I'm not going to have anything to wear around the house. Tomorrow I've got to get out. I was going out this afternoon and plant the onions, and I got involved in all of what I was doing here. But tomorrow's going to be a nice day. I have to get out and plant my bulbs and my onions, kind of clean up some of the yard. We took a pickup load of old tree branches and everything that had fallen down over the winter, and I didn't rake the yard last year, but they trimmed trees, and we had a lot of old tree branches, and out in the garden, we had this huge one butternut squash, and I swear he would have taken over the whole garden if we would have let him. One butternut squash, and it vined out just all over the place. And then watermelon vine, and we got corn stalks from our little cornstarch patch, and all that needs to be cleaned up out there. And I got to get some more dirt and put in my raised bed. So there's just so much to do. But Becky's saying here that Restream is on YouTube live stream. You can have one person with an invite link. Are you talking about Restream? Restream, you can have, on their live stream, you can have one person with an invite link. But with StreamYard, you can have like 3 or 4 in there. Am I reading that right, Becky? She's saying it works really good. Mary, question, do you have AI on your phone? Yeah, that's where I am right now. Let me show you how I got here. So actually what I did is I come to my main channel. This is my main channel page. Let me get rid of this. This is my chat. I'm on it over here. So this is my main channel page. If you guys probably have to zoom in to see it. I don't like to do the zoom on this phone too much because I'm afraid I'll snap the phone off of the hook. So if you want to see it closer, try to zoom in on it, either on your browser or on your mobile device. But this is my home page. And so what I do on mobile is I click this little plus sign down below. And of course, you're seeing my ceiling, so I have to flip it. And I'm in live right here, but I flipped it so you guys wouldn't see the ceiling. You're seeing the tabletop. So I'm going to go to shorts here. It says short. The live is highlighted. I'm going to go to shorts. And when I go to shorts, I come into the AI area. But to get to it, there's a little, they call it the sparkle star up here in the corner. It's a little, Light Star knows all about this. And probably some of you others do too. Karen K does. You come over to this little area up here, the sparkle, and it's got a red circle around it. And you hit that, and you come into what they call the AI playground. And you get different areas. You get different things out there. Here is, you say, make me dance. And they're showing different people here doing different things. See yourselves in a 90s stream. There's a create video, make me best friends, make me a heavy metal. They give you suggestions, make me interrogate. I don't use that one very much. And I don't use this one very much. I did I did do a dance with me, with my little avatar of me, but I never published it. I was just playing with it. But I use this a lot, the photo to video, and I use the image a lot when I just want to create an image. Like my thumbnail of tonight's video, you'll see an old map in the background. I did that in here. But I had to, in order to make it fit my thumbnail, I had to zoom way in on it. So it lost a lot of the map, but that's okay. You still see the star in FIBdiggity. But I created the map using this image area. They have the background. That's like if you want a green screen behind you, if you're doing a chat, you can put or maybe an office area that's not your messy room. That's what that background is for. And you can create music. The music is really fun. I don't think I'll get a copyright violation because I'm using YouTube here. You can create lyrics. Like here, we're going to type in a lyric here just for fun. And I'll probably have to turn my sound on so you can hear it. But you create a lyric and it says, what's it about? We're going to put old department store. No, we'll put buildings in buildings in a small town. And it will create some lyrics for you and set them to music. And I do that a lot. The problem with this, though, you cannot, once you create this music file, you can create it, attach it to a video and upload it all in one step. But you can't create the music and download it. And then there's some workarounds that I use, but I'm not going to talk about them here. Because I don't know if it's legal. Anyway, so we're going to do some lyrics about a building in a small town. Small town in a big park. That's what we're going to do the lyric. In a big park. And let's see a genre, we get to say, is it pop, dance, electric, rock, R&B, indie, hip-hop, country. I use country a lot. I also like jazz. I use jazz a lot. Sometimes I use classical. It just depends on what I'm doing. So for the mood, we're going to put nostalgic. And then you hit create. Now, before I do that, I'm going to turn the sound on. And I usually credit YouTube when I use their music. I say music right under in my description box where I describe, put in all my descriptions. I put hashtag DreamScreenAI when I create something through the YouTube AI. I don't use other AI because I have enough to learn here. But I credit YouTube for the music. I just feel like that's fair. Just as if I were crediting somebody who played a song for me and put it out, for free use. Okay, so we're going to hit create. I'm chatting and forgetting what I'm doing. I turned my sound up, didn't I? Yes. Okay, so we're going to hit create. And it's going out there and it's creating the lyrics here. It's going to be a song about, small buildings in a small town in a big park, and we're going to see what it says. My phone here is reflecting the light above me. I don't need this light anymore. Let's turn it off. There. I don't know. Yeah, I guess it's okay now. Okay, here's the lyrics. That small town square in the heart of a green park, a little candle making light inside the dark. We were building dreams on a blueprint of hope, gave our youthful hearts an endless scope. The laughter echoed on the cobblestone streets, Those sweet old memories in my mind still keeps. And every window pane reflected the sun back when our story had just begun. And they give you tracks. I only got one track here, but let's play it.
That small town square in the heart of a great park, a little candle making light inside the dark. We were building dreams on a blueprint of hope.
That sound, I don't like that at all.
Scope, the laugh.
I'm going to go out. I don't like it. Because I picked it. Oh, you know what? It picked up my voice here. I had jazz and it says, what am I doing? Did I turn up my sound? Didn't I? We're all, okay, we're gonna, let's get rid of all this. It picked up my voice on this genre thing, where it just should be jazz. That's probably why it sounded so bad. It sounded more like hip-hop. Or, what do they do when they rap? Okay, we're gonna do rap. We might try rock. Nostalgic. Let's take, elegant, just for fun. See, get rid of nostalgic, and see what if it gives us any more tracks. Oh, couldn't create track. Try again. Why not? Create a track. Building on a small town in a big park. Jazz, elegant. Try again. No, it's not doing it. Let's go out one and let's go back to lyrics. Maybe it gets a little fussy at me sometimes. All right, we're in lyrics. Small, it should be able to create a lyric. It did. I probably messed it up when I put in all that other stuff. Small town in a big park. Did I spell everything right? Yeah. Genre, we're going to keep jazz. I probably messed it up in here. The mood, vivacious, vivacious. All right, and we're going to create and see if it can do it. No, can't do it. Well, let's see. Let's pick a photo. It went. Let's go back to my Foursquare. Let's see. Pick one here. Let's pick this one. Getting suggestions. And we'll use one of their suggestions and then we'll create lyrics to go with it. The spotted creature dances rhythmically to a lively drum. A small wooden bird perches and whistles a happy tune. I don't want any other audio. Soft velvet fabric texture slowly replaces the painted. Let's see what the painted wall background. We'll use that and see what it does. So now we're telling AI to take that Foursquare patch and alter it, and we'll see what we get. I'm using their suggestion. I don't know if it'll let me create I can use music out of their music library. I could do that. I'd download some of that. But I am on my new phone, so we'll have to see what I have.
Did you know that the softest materials in the world often require the most complex weaving techniques? That is true, and it makes everything. Did you know that the softest materials in the world often require the most complex weaving techniques? That is true, and it makes everything.
All right.
Did you know that everything?
I'm going to show you how I handle this.
Most complex.
Let's go to next. Whoops, let's go back one.
Did you know that
next? Oh, it doesn't give me the. All right, well, we're going to download it. We'll just say Foursquare. We're out of the small town. I'm going to try that small town again because it should have worked. Foursquare, and I'm going to download it. I think I'm in my channel, so it should work. And this is private right here now. I'm going to leave it private. because I'm going to go in and mute out that sound. All right, and while that's happening, I'm going to go back to my shorts, and I'm going to go to the little sparkle icon, and let's go to the lyrics again, the music. I'm not sure why that didn't work. Lyrics. Let's think of a different, I had small town in a big park. Let's just do small town buildings. Old small town buildings and see what it comes up with. Old, SMALLTOWN buildings. All right, so that's what it is about. The genre, I'm going to say country. And the mood, I'm going to say smooth, just for. All right, and I'm going to create it, and hopefully it'll create it. Yeah, it's creating it. I don't know why it didn't do that small. It did at first, and then maybe if I create this one, I can create the other one. So it's processing here, creating. Let me go back to chat here. And got an ad. Let me refresh. Chat file. I'm only getting one track for some reason. Oh, messages. Let's read my messages. Jackie says, good night. Lightstar says, have you tried Gemini to me? I don't venture too much into other AI apps, Lightstar, just because my head gets full of everything and I can't keep it all straight. I go, well, now, did this apply to this app or to that app? Could I do it here or did I do it over there? So I'm trying to learn YouTube's, mostly because it's mostly free. I can do a lot for free in YouTube. I think Gemini is free too. But I'm just right now, I'm sticking with YouTube Dream Screen. And I'm going to learn as much as I can. I'm not doing this for business or to promote my channel or anything. I'm doing it to learn. I want to continue learning. I want to continue building my skills. Right now I'm learning a whole lot about building emojis. And what I wrestled with today with the emojis is you can build them. You find a little app that I'm using a little pixel maker app. You can build them on a lot of graphic apps. For YouTube, they have to be 48 pixels by 48 pixels. But I got my little Penelope image, and it's what I want. It's fairly nice, and I didn't clean it up any, but what I did it in my sketchbook app, but for some reason between the sketchbook and downloading it and re-uploading it, it loses my transparency. I finally got it to work with other things, but it was all afternoon playing with it. And so I'm just, I want to do those emojis right now for the membership area. I kind of want to do a lot more work in my membership area, offer them a lot more than what they're getting now. Which reminds me, a lot of you may not be in here anymore. There's only 10 of you in here now, but I'll have to post it. I'm thinking about doing a member live stream Wednesday night, and I'll post it on the community tab. Allie K says, Mary, I just noticed now that I have the sparkle icon on YouTube Shorts on my phone. I haven't tried it yet. Yeah, here's the thing with YouTube. They don't roll out new stuff to everybody all at once. I don't know why. Sometimes they do it by region. They may do it by how active your channel is. And eventually everybody gets it, but they don't do, like there's a lot of things that I don't have. And I eventually get stuff like Well, the community tab, I did not have it for a long time, and then I lost interest in it, and then I decided, to hold off on doing it because I was doing a lot of other things. I was playing with all of this, and finally I got it and I used it. So you just kind of have to pace yourself on your channel. So, and again, it depends on what you want to do. I don't do shopping carts on my channel. A lot of people will do shopping channels, shopping carts. YouTube has given them ability. I do have my branding set on, but I don't really participate in a lot of doing brand deals, which means, you promote a product and they either, well, the more sophisticated channels will charge them big bucks, but I don't do that. I say, send me a wax seal or something like that. But I'm glad you got the sparkle icon, Alec. It's really fun. Let's see what this sounds like.
That old hardware sign is faded red, still rings true inside my head. The diner's window holds the morning light, a warm, familiar, easy sight. There's cracks running through the pavement now, but they got a story anyhow. Just standing proud against the passing years, washing away my modern fears. The heartbeat of this dusty town, the heartbeat of this dusty town.
Now, usually they give you more than one lyric, and you can play different sounds. Let's change it from country to jazz. Let's see if the jazz is giving us trouble. We know it played in country. Let's do jazz and keep this smooth. Keep the small town. Let's see. Chat says, Jackie went to bed. Have you tried Gemini? How very cool. Becky went to bed. Lori says good night. Some of the AI stuff does not interest people, and that's quite okay. We all have our likes and our dislikes. Look, it did. Old Brick Corner, let's play. It's only giving me one track.
The old brick corner store, sleeping in the afternoon. Faded paint on the second floor, humming a forgotten tune. That gentle curve in the window glass, a ghost of a different time. Letting the quiet moments pass like words from a sweet old rhyme.
I like the music at the end. Usually don't get that much music at the end. Sometimes, and of course I haven't done much of this recently, but what's fun to do is I have not associated this lyric with a video yet. Sometimes it's fun to come in and get the lyrics, set it up, say in a small town, make it jazz, make it smooth, and play this. Grab the words and do your art around the words. Like this is an old brick corner store. Well, I've got a department store. Sleeping in the afternoon sun. Almost describes the Meri Atelier. Faded paint on the second floor. Well, mine's brick. Humming a forgotten tune, that gentle curve in the window glass. The corner of my Meri Atelier building is curved. A ghost of a different time. Let's try this. Let's do the small town in a big park and see if that works now. A small town in a big park. And instead of jazz, I'm going to change it back to country. And see what happens here. Country. All right, let me read chat. Oh, no, see, they don't like that. They don't like that. They don't like that theme for some reason. Let's get rid of the word old. Let's create that way. No, Pretty soon it'll tell me to give up. Well, they don't like it, so I'm not going to force it anymore. But that's kind of how I play with my AI. It's fun to go in there. That's the music area. Let me go back to, when you come in, when you hit that sparkle icon, it should take you to something that looks like this, and you can swipe your options. This is Make Me Dance. You have to have a person to do that. Let's see. And these are some that they gave us to. See, it says upload one full body photo. I don't know if I have a full. You have to have a person. I think it will error out on me. See, it says your photo has to include a person. I have to go here. Let's see if I can find a person on here that I can use. Well, there's me, but oh, here, these are some. I was doing some overall. Let's use her. This is the Make Me Dance option. And you can do different dances. Oh, your photo has to include a person. Oh, it must have been a drawing. Oh, it's gonna quit on me pretty soon. Let's go back one. Okay. Make Me Dance. I don't know if I can find a real person. That was a drawing. That was a. Should have taken it. She's a real person. Let's see if it. See, I'm playing with my silhouettes there. It won't take those. That's my FIBdiggity. There's some ports of me. I don't know if it'll take these or not. Let's try this one. No, it's going to take it. It's going to make her dance. I did this when I was doing my... No, it has to include a person. These are AI-generated people. It's not a photo of a real person. And I think that's what it's complaining about. I don't really have photos. I don't photograph real people. I think I made one of these people dance, though. But I didn't do it with Make Me Dance. Let's go back to, I'll show you what I did. You have to have a real person here, a photograph of a real person, and I don't have those on my phone. Let's go photo to video, and let's go to that one where I was stitching. Down here. Oh, she's down here. Here. Right here. So they're getting suggestions. And see, this is a generated picture of me. I told it to. It's not really me, but it looks a lot like me. The embroidery pattern on the fabric magically stitches itself. Floating colorful butterfly. So we'll try that. I'm going to put that in there. And then I'm going to say, the woman gets up and, well, what can I have her say? And I'm just going to say and dances and see what happens. And it might put music in there. I'm going to put dances to music. We'll see what it does here. It might not, but it might. So it's processing here. Let's see. You've used Reimagine on your videos. Meri, I feel like explaining when I feel better. I want to try it. Yes. Oh, yeah. When you feel better, Vale, You do this at your own inspiration. I just have a lot of fun doing it, so I enjoy showing it. But this is not for everybody, and that's okay. I don't do sculpture. I don't do woodworking. I know very little about sewing. I can use my sewing machine.
Why do butterflies never get married? Because they are always butterfliesing around the garden and never want to settle down in one place for too long.
Can you see?
Why do butterflies never get married? Because they are always butterfliesing around the garden and never want to settle down in one place for too long. Why do butterflies never get married?
So I can
because they are
continue
always
with that.
butterflies. Why do butterflies never get married?
And
Because
then
they
I
are
go to next, and then I can download it and re-upload it. I'm not going to. I'm going to stop here. But that's kind of how you do.
Why do
some things you can play with. There's a lot you can do. I'm just backing out of all of this. I should just get out of it. There's a lot you can do with this. And I'm learning constantly. And you run into snags. Like one thing that, I'll play this. Well, let's get my phone out again. I'll show you what. Because I just put, it's one of my more recent shorts. Oh. Let's get back in here. What time is it? 8:53. I have a little bit of time to show you this. I'm going to leave at 10 o'clock. I've just been kind of filling in. I want to thank you guys that are still in here for participating in the building list. That was fun. I haven't done a group list in a long time. Let me type in my password. I've got to go back out here and at my password and put it in here. Looks like I have a tatting picture there. Picture of a tat. I think I was going to show it to my tatting friend. Let's see. I want to go to my channel. Not Verizon. My channel. I'm probably there. And go to my area, and I'm going to go to shorts. Well, this is still, we don't need that anymore. So this video here, it was one of the more recent ones I did.
Hello, welcome to our parlor circle. We are
No, that is not what I meant.
I want to show you something in here. It was really hard. So this music was, well, let me talk about it later.
May FIBdiggity always be blessed with women with angelic voices and such talent and wisdom.
Now I stopped it at this point. Whoops. I stopped it at this point because that music that you heard about the lamplight soft and low, that is created by the lyrics that we were doing earlier. It was about needlework. And so I incorporated it. I created clips. I think there are like 4 or 5 clips to this entire thing. I forget how many minutes. It's probably under a minute, this short. But at this point, and I can't show you too much, but he's handing a bouquet. He has a bouquet here. And I wanted him to, and I'm kind of, I don't know if I can back up here. I might be able to. At this point, I wanted him to hand this bouquet over to this lady in my AI. I said, hand it to, the far left lady. It would not do it. It would not do it, no matter what I did. And I learned that AI, when you do something like this type of movement, it always kind of automatically, it's one of its hidden, I forget, hurdles, so to speak. It always hands, when you do something relationally like this, it always communicates with the closest object. No matter what you say, I could not get him to hand that bouquet of flowers to this lady. So those are things, and you can see how long I've spent just in the last hour or two talking about this. When I'm in there working on all these clips and trying to make it do different things, another thing I've learned on this video was I don't generally put text in. Let's go ahead and...
Hello, welcome to our parlor circle. We are glad to have you join us.
No, that is not what I meant.
So I'm putting in the text in here. Kind of describes that argument is about. And what they're doing is these men, they're meeting in here and they are doing their needlework, but their male friends, husbands or friends or whomever, are back in the Victorian times, they went off into another room, a library or a den. And in this case, these ladies are doing their needlework and they hear all this shouting going on in here. And so they start singing. That's the whole gist of this short. They start singing. And the way I finish it out is the men hear them start singing and they stop arguing and they come out. And that's where you see them doing a toast and the flowers. And I end with a text here of them saying that sometimes that, well, let me go finish.
Lamplight soft and low, shuttles dance, threads will flow. Lamplight soft and low, loop by...
The text said that harmony and craft and sharing, I forget what it said. See, they're coming out. And he's doing
always be
toast.
blessed with women with angelic voices and such talent and wisdom.
Now, at this point, this is the last clip. It says, sharing our talents mends our differences. And that happened at a time, this quote kind of happened at a time that I was feeling a lot of difference with some other people. But when you share your things like your art, whatever your project you're working on, even with people who may not agree with you on other issues, sometimes our hobbies and our interests can pull us together where other areas want to divide us. And that's what the whole gist of this is. These men are in here in this room arguing, and the women are in here doing their needlework and singing, and they're sharing their talents, and it kind of pulls the whole group together. That's the whole gist of this short. I don't know if people get that when they watch it for 60 seconds, but it was fun to create. The other thing that, let me go back. I have one more thing, and then I'll...
Hello, welcome to our parlor circle. We are glad to have you join us.
No, that is not what I meant.
Stop it here. They are tatting. They're supposed to be tatting. And tatting involves, with a shuttle, involves movement like this and like this. But they, in here, they do up and down movements like they're knitting. And it kind of bothered me, but I decided not to push my luck. At least their hands are moving with thread. So that's kind of where I'm going. It's only 9 o'clock. It's a little bit after 9. But I am really tired. So I think I'm going to come out here and look at chat, and then I'll probably say goodnight. Let's see. On YouTube live stream, you can have one person with a link invite. I didn't know that. Are you talking about Restream? Oh, on she's talking about the, yes, when you do an interview. They used to have like StreamYard, where 2 or 3 people you could get together and as a group and work on your art. You used to be able to do that through Google, but Google restructured or something, and YouTube lost that ability. And so they tried to bring back like a group meet type thing, but they got this interview thing where you can invite a person and you do like a side-by-side type thing. I suppose you could do art, but it's not the same. I don't know how much. I guess it's used, but I don't see, people usually go to StreamYard, and Becky is saying in here that Restream, people are really liking Restream now. Oh, let's see. Do you have A on your phone? So I went off on that, didn't I? Went down a rabbit hole. Yeah, Vale, when you get better, if you're still out there listening, when you get better, you want to play with it, even doing a little fun thing. You don't even have to save it. You might be surprised of what this technology can do. Technology is really starting to impress me lately. Like my brother's hearing aid, he gets that Bluetooth hearing aid that can commute with can communicate with a smart TV, where he can listen to that TV through his hearing aid, and I don't have to hear it blaring loud. I can watch streams. Wow, I can watch you guys. One reason I don't watch right after, well, I'm tired too after I stream for 4 or 5 hours. I usually take a nap after my stream in the mornings. But I'm usually, like on Monday mornings, and around 10 o'clock, he turns on that TV, and it just, I swear you can hear it down at the railroad track. Allie K said, Mary, I just noticed that I have the sparkle icon. Mary, I appreciate you showing me. Mary, I got the sing results with the words, big park in a small town inside. Really? That's cool. I'm wondering if I can do it on this phone. It may be sometimes when you run into a glitch like that, if you go out, and you might run into this, Allie K, if you run into a glitch that you can't get over, one of the, and I got this just from reading online. If you go out to your YouTube app and clear your cache, don't clear all the storage, but clear your cache area, and then restart your short, you might get it to work. So, and sometimes when I come in, like when I hit that little plus sign, I come in, sometimes I don't see the little sparkle icon. But if I go to another channel that I have, like I have a channel where I watch news and things like that, shows movies and things that aren't really related to this channel. If I go out there, and sometimes I can go to the AI area and I will see the sparkle icon on another channel, and I'll create like a little test video and upload it into that area. Now, I can't download on all my channels, but I can test on different channels, like that one where I do the news, watch the news. But it creates the video. If I'm lucky, it'll create the video and upload it. Then I'll go clear my cache, and I'll come back to like my main channel, and I'll come in. And because I was able to do it on a new channel, there's some type of communication in the devices that gets, it's all not, technically sometimes it stomps on itself is what I'm saying. But if I'm lucky, because I got it to upload on another channel, even though I can't download it, I can come back to my main channel where I can download and hit my plus button and go to the sparkle icon and see my AI playground. Another thing that really bugs me with this, if you get in, and I hit it frequently because I love to experiment. You saw how I was playing with those music lyrics. I will say, oh, well, let's try it with jazz. Now let's try it with country. And I'll do the same thing like when I want to create a scene on my prompting and everything. Do I have prompts in? Do I have a prompt? Oh, yeah, this is my phone. On my phone, when I do set up my prompts for, let's get out of this. This is my file area. I have the Samsung notepad out here, and this is where I keep all my prompts. I say dream screen scripts, and then I have little subfolders. Here's where I'm doing my emojis. AI test template. This was a test track. Here I have a list of, and it's just a notepad. This is a list of FIBdiggity characters that I kind of like the list. And then I'm starting to describe them in here. These are prompts. And let's grab Lena's. Lena is Thumbelina. She's the lady who owns the thrift store. Let's copy it. Let's come back over here to my chat. And I don't want to get out of my, but I want to come back over here. Hit my plus sign. Oh, now see, I don't have the sparkle icon anymore on this. I could probably do it, but my prompt is here. Now let's open up this phone. I won't be able to grab the same prompt because my prompt is, I'd have to send it over, but I'm not going to fiddle with that right now. Let's go to my YouTube on here, or let's go to my notes file. I have a dream screen. This is where I'm doing some research on a tatting piece. Folders, let's go to dream screen. It's in here someplace. There's a 2022 Streamathon notes. Dream screen scripts. This is where I'm trying to set up some snowman Christmas greeting scene. Several snowflakes drifting gently down. Let's see if I can't find something else. I'm got little notes in here. I want some prompts. Steampunk background with copper leaves. A metal sign framed by black something or Meri AI experiment. I'm looking for a good prompt. Some of these aren't complete. Sashiko slow stitch. Let's do this. This is similar to what am I in my I have to be in it. For some reason it's there. All right, let's try this prompt. It's fairly long, and I don't know what it's going to do. This was scene 23, so we'll see what it does here. We'll see what it does. It may not work. Copy. And then I'll go out to my YouTube area. But see, you might run into this too. I would have to go I don't want to take the time now, but when I run into where I don't get the sparkle icon, I'll go clear my YouTube cache. Most of the time that works, not all the time. You might want to reset your phone if that happens. There are other things you can do, but what I found is I come over to another channel. I'm going to try, or another device even. Let's go back out here and see if I still get the 15 seconds and no sparkle. Just go to my, I'm in my channel. Yeah, see, I get the sparkle icon on this phone. So I probably would have to go clear my cache over here. But let's try, and let's go, I'm going to do this one and put my prompt in. I have no idea what shape this prompt is in. I'm just going to paste it in there and see what happens. And it takes a minute. It may work and it may not. I may have to do, oh, there it is. Yeah, see, this is where I'm doing my slow stitch here. And I'm older here. This lady is older than, she looks older than me, although I have white hair. And that's kind of another thing I'm working on, is to get, now on here you can say I can't expand it in here, but it says today I'm working on an unfinished sashiko slow stitch project. YouTube tends to throw the text in when you say this lady says. They put in captioning unless you do things to get around that. I'm going to leave it in there because I want to create a video here. And while that's creating, let's go over here. Let's get out of my browser. I'm going to keep that. Let's go to my settings and search for YouTube. I forget where the bars go in different places on different phones. Go into YouTube, not the studio, but the app, and come down here to stories.
Today I am working on an unfinished sashiko slow stitch project. It is a very relaxing way to... Today I am working on an unfinished sashiko slow stitch project.
I can't stop it.
It is a very relaxing way to... Today I am working on an
I'm going to
unfinished...
continue it.
Today I am working on an unfinished sashiko slow stitch
Let's
project.
hit next. Now this is where I upload it, but the reason I didn't use this, I'm going to not upload it, but the reason I did not upload it is because the text is too long. I don't know if you noticed or not, but she was talking and she all of a sudden got cut off. So that's probably why I was working with that. I like everything about it, except for sometimes you run into glitches like that. You have to fiddle with it. That's why I play with it. I'm going to clear my cache here. It's only got 52 megs, so I don't know if it's going to work. Clear the cache. And let's go ahead and upload this. And I'm going to get out of all of this. I'm going to reset this phone just for the... I'm going to see if I can't get that sparkle icon back. Reset phone.
Sure. Restarting your device.
And I just have to hit the restart. We'll let this restart and see if I can't get that sparkle icon. Okay, this was uploaded to my channel, and this is my main channel. And it says see video. And I don't know if I can do it here. It's private. Is it this one? Yeah.
Today I am working on an unfinished sashiko slow stitch project. It is a very relaxing way to... Today I am working on...
And what I've noticed here, they put that text in there just for a minute, and then it went away. Well, somebody's trying to read that text, and wait, where did it go? I like that she is working on you know, I've got a lot in here. She's sitting on her in her recliner. She is older than what I want her to be, and that's one thing that I'm working on, is to get my prompts to create a lady that's maybe in her 60s or 65, up in there. She looks like she's more in her late 80s, or maybe late 70s, late 70s, early 80s. I'm going to look like that someday. I'm not quite there yet. And I get variations from my prompts. This lady is all created with a prompt. I don't have to sign in on this phone. Okay, let's go to my notepad. You got me curious now. Let's go to my notepad. And I just picked dream. I don't know, I forget what I picked. Well, let's pick the parlor circle one. My last prompt was, oh, this was my prompts. Is my prompts in here? Or just notes? This might just be notes that I was making. Let's go back to, got a 800 number in there. Here's where I'm restyling my Miss Meri. Let's go to Lena. Oh, I know, I got it from my FIBdiggity characters. Here's a template for Lena. She's age 76, show entire body, copper red hair, green eyes, wears white denim overalls. I don't know if she says anything. Let's see if we can create Lena here. Copy. Now I want to go back over to my YouTube. Pick YouTube. And I'm going down to my little plus area. Nope, see, I don't have it yet. The other thing I do sometimes is just let this play. See, it's playing. It's just getting a black thing. So sometimes, and I even reset my phone and it didn't bring my sparkle. So eventually my sparkle will come back. So Allie K, if you're listening and your sparkle goes away, eventually it'll come back. Turn it off and walk away for an hour or two and try it again. I have a hard time doing that when I'm in the flow of something and I want to work on something and I get it in my head and I've got to, it's like you get this bright idea and you have to write it down before you forget it. Okay, this is 40 seconds. I'm going to stop it. I'm going to do the next. And it's just not going to do anything. I'm going to upload it. And this is where it's all black here. I'm just going to put in error. E-R-R-O-R. Delete. This reminds me to delete it out of my studio area. And then I'm going to upload this. And sometimes that will, not all the time, but sometimes that will reset the sparkle too, if I get an error. But usually when I create it over here, it resets this. And it could be because I'm using both phones. I don't know why it works on one and not the other. I'm in the same channel. I'm signed into my main channel here, and I'm signed into my main channel over here. Okay, it's uploaded. Now, let me go to my studio area. Oh, I forget where I put them. Over here. And I'm in my content area. So, see, here's this lady that we're watching here. It put it in my studio area. And it actually put the little foursquare there too. And here's my test. This is where I was creating the map for my thumbnail for tonight's video. This one is the thank you that I just put up for for coming to my channel. And this is the one we watched tonight, or the parlor circle. Oh, let's see what I have here. And it's all dark because it's nothing but dark because my camera shot is facing the desktop, so we won't see anything when this plays. But let's see what it does. Did it even play? Let me come back here and oh, it's in private. Was it gonna play for me? Yeah. See, it's playing. You can see the little red bar moving. But because I shot my desktop, it's not showing any picture. But the reason I did this, I'm wanting to see if by uploading a video, if it will bring back my sparkle icon. So let's get out of this. It's back on my channel with the shorts. Let's go back into my, ew, what's that? A bug crawling on my arm. Probably that fly. I got a fly in here. No, I still have the 15 seconds. I don't have the sparkle icon. And that kind of bothers me, but I know that it will eventually reset. I don't know. Maybe they think because I have it here, I don't need it there on one device. I don't need it on the, I don't know. Or it could just be a glitch. I did reset my phone. I was going to call it a night. I get all off into this. It's 9:30. Let's go back into this. I think I make me dance. I don't have a real person. Photo to video. A background. I don't play too much with the background. There's also another area that I don't, the effects. I don't play too much with the effects. Let's pick a photo here. Let's pick this one. Now it'll give me suggestions of this lady. I don't know if it'll give me the effects in here. A gentle rain of golden stars. Woman dances joyfully and says, ready for an adventure. Woman puts on an oversized vintage glasses. And we'll have her doing a tap dance on the floor, see what happens. I don't think I'm in, there's also an area in the AI playground where you can do different effects. I don't go there much. I forget which area it's in. I'd have to explore. It's probably in not the photo to video part. Let's see if we can make her tap dance. I love playing around with this stuff. It's fun for me. And I realize that not everybody enjoys it, but you cannot convince me. I'm getting into my spiel here. Oh, is it going to do it? You cannot convince me that there isn't creativity involved in this. It's a different type of creativity. Creativity is not just painting a picture. Creativity, you could be a creative farmer. You could be a creative housekeeper. It's not going to generate it. Let's try it again. Woman does, whoops. Photo to video. Where did she go? Now I'm playing. Here she is. For some reason, she's not tap dancing. Dances enthusiastically, floating autumnally. She looks at the camera. It doesn't do the tap dancing in here. Let's do this one. Let's see if this one will work. I think a lot of times when you see that spinning, it has to do with am I receiving the video over the internet? The upload, is it? I think a lot of it has to do with bandwidth. And although we just got fiber, that shouldn't be a problem, but it could be a problem on their side. I just tried again. The other thing that bugs me about the AI area, if you get to fiddling too much.
I love these denim overalls. They are so comfortable and perfect for a casual day out, and I really think they are such a great addition to my wardrobe. I love these denim overalls. They are so comfortable and perfect for a casual day out, and I really think they are such a great addition. I love these denim overalls.
So I'm just getting out of the sound. One thing, if you're like me and you do a lot of fiddling and playing around and all of that, you can quickly hit what they call a daily limit. And they put a cap on how much work you can do every day. And you have to wait for 24 hours before you can go into your AI again and actually do something. They'll say, that image is really popular. And then it won't let you work on it anymore. And they do that because of, well, I hear different things. I hear that they're trying to balance the load and of all the community. There's not just me working. There's people all around the world working on this. And so they're getting hit, and they have costs and all of that. So they cap how much you can do every day. And that can be really frustrating when you're trying to get something done. But I'm not going to save this. It worked. I think I'm done for the night. Let me come back into chat and say good night. I'm started there 20 times. I'm sorry. I heard somebody...
Who do you think you are? What do you mean? Yeah.
I heard somebody say that it's a long Midwest goodbye. And they were probably referring to me. Meri said goodbye 20 times. And I will continue it. I need my channel. Where's my channel? Now I gotta get to my channel, to my live stream, and to my ad. Get rid of the ad. Waiting for the skip. I got 6 people out here now. They all went to bed. They said, Meri, we've had enough of this. But I'm going to... Who's here? Who stuck with me to the very end? Say here. Light Star is probably still here. I get so frustrated with that chat area. Come on. Talk to me. Oh, there. Is it coming? There it comes. Teresa's here. Linda's here. Teresa said good night. Alike says I'm here. Well, I got... And Karen says she's here. So I got 3 out of... Oh, there's 9 people now. I saw 6. I see 9 in here. I want to thank you guys for the wonderful building list. That was so fun to do. And maybe we'll do more lists in the future. I'll probably let you guys know ahead of time. I didn't let you know ahead of time. So have a great weekend. This is Friday night. I had to stop and think about it. This is Friday night. I stream again on Sunday at 6. No, this is Sunday night. I'm sorry. This is Sunday night. This is Sunday night. I'm tired. I stream again Tuesday morning at 6 a.m. So have a great, instead of a great weekend, it's over with. So have a great week next week. And if you're online Tuesday morning, pop in and say hello. And my final goodbye is good night. Bye. I'm laughing as they telling me it's Sunday.